I remember reading some years ago that at Scandinavian Air Systems, one of the European airlines, that Jan Carlson, the head of that airline, challenged his people to be 1% better at 1,000 different things. By just asking every day, how could I do this even 1% better? You don't have to make big leaps, but if each leap is 1% better, it's going to add up over a period of time. And I love to be around people that really understand this whole concept of how important feedback is. We've lived in Florida about 30 years, 31 years now, I guess, and when we first came to Florida, this goes clear back to when we first came to Florida, we went through that awful process of finding a good dentist and a good doctor and a good this and a good that, you know, all that stuff. Because none of you, well, maybe a few of you have been born in Florida, but really, most people, it's not really legal to be born in Florida, so you have to come here from somewhere else. And so you went through that at one time or another, and I remember the day that we finally decided on this dentist because he was fairly close to our home. He was only 5 or 10 minutes from our house. And we set up an appointment so that I would go on one day and my wife would go on the next day to have our teeth cleaned. So I went down there, and I liked him like crazy. I thought he was great. He was younger than we were. That was good. He was very personable. He was very thorough. His hygienist was really rough. I mean, really rough in the work that she did. She hurt me. And I don't know if my mouth had ever been that sore. So now I'm driving back to our house, and I know that my wife, John Ellen, who's with me here tonight, I know that she's going to be asking me, how was the dentist? And I'm going to tell her, you're not going to that because this is bad news. Then I started to listen to this other voice, which always gets me into trouble, and this other voice said, well, you know, Lou, you travel a lot, you're on the road a lot, you don't carry the water pick with you when you go. You did forget to floss last Thursday. You don't gargle twice a day. And I sort of bawled myself out to the point where by the time I got home, I thought, wow, probably was just the condition of my mouth. She probably was just doing her job. So my wife said, well, how was it? I said, oh, the dentist, you'll love him. And I tried to get to my office. She said, what about the hygienist? I said, thorough. Really thorough. Thorough. Focused. Really on it. On it. So she said, okay. So the next day, she went. Now, how many of you have not been, how many of you in the room have been married, but only for a short period of time? So can I see a show of hands? A few people. Okay. Just a little tip here. When your partner comes in the door and the door slams, not a good sign. Just wanted to mention that. So she came in, and she came back to my office and said, wow! I said, oh, you like the dentist? No! I said, what? She said, that hygienist. She hurt me. I said, oh. Oh, I don't mean to laugh because it's funny, honey, but see, I mean, actually, the same thing happened to me yesterday. So when I came to, she said, you're calling the dentist and fixing this. So I called him, and I explained it to him, and I tried to explain it to him very carefully. This was, again, on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and he said, Mr. Heckler, I'm going to check on this and call you back on Friday, okay? I said, okay. Friday came, and I thought he'd probably just say, you were wrong, your teeth are bad. She said your mouth was a trash can, you know, and so on. He said, Mr. Heckler, I checked on what you told me, and you were exactly right. I was? Really? I don't hear those words very often. How did you find that out? Did you talk with some of your other patients? He said, no, I had her clean my teeth. Oh, I said, you know, kind of laughing quietly. And what happened? He said, she hurt me. And they sent her off for more training. And over the next 16 and a half years that we lived in that community, we went back to that dentist, and she cleaned my teeth every single time and did a perfect job because he was willing to listen to feedback. Are you willing to listen to feedback? It's a very simple question and a very difficult answer.